Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast, presents episode 680, Inside Halo, recorded live on May 2nd, 2019. Hello everyone, welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I am your host, Duststorm.
And I am your co-host, Godzilla T.
And we're back for another week of a little bit of news. We've got some MCC PC update stuff to talk about. We've got some inside scoop on Halo Outpost Discovery, and we finally get to see if I played Warzone Turbo.
And we now have a life-size reference on how tall Grim Brother 1 is.
Yes. Thank you, Master Chief.
Yes, thank you, Master Chief.
We'll get into that in a minute. But let's do some housekeeping. So we had Fragging Friday this past week on Halo 5.
Mm-hmm.
So how'd that go?
We had lots of fun.
That's good.
We played Super Fiesta, Big Team Super Fiesta, and I think we worked in some Warzone.
We did. And we got the infamous question, did I play Warzone Turbo?
Who was right on the poll? Did he or did he not?
Well, proverbial drum roll, I did play Warzone Turbo this weekend.
Just because he put the poll out.
There might have been partial influence on that.
Just to prove everybody wrong.
And
or
no,
most
I did not.
Everybody wrong.
I did not just play one game of Warzone Turbo either.
So what were the final results on the poll?
I am pulling that up now because I forgot to do that before the show started. But we had a couple of people reply. Not too many people actually reply because I don't think I can actually see the poll results, like who specifically voted for what thing. But 35% voted for probably will, and 65% voted for he'll be too busy.
Yeah.
And that was 17 votes.
Yeah, last I looked at it, it was like 75%. 71 gonna do it.
So Ace responded. He said it's going to be option B. That'd be too busy. Gaming Under Fire, which I'm guessing Tasman's probably behind that one. He said that'd be too busy, and Misa was the only one that said that I probably would.
See, I knew he would because he put the poll out.
People had to have kind of looked into that a little bit.
Because he wanted to make sure he made all of his doubters a liar.
A little bit. There might have been some motive there.
So maybe next time we'll sneak a poll out there so he won't know about it.
Maybe. You have access to the Twitter account. Although I do have notifications set on for whenever Podtacular tweets out, so I'll see the tweet anyways.
Who says I'll put it on the Podtacular account?
Well, I mean, there is that. You gonna put it on your own personal one?
Maybe.
Because I get notifications for that too.
Maybe I'll have one of our followers put it out there.
Ah, there you go. Gotta get a little creative.
Or maybe I'll make a spoof Podtacular account.
Fake news. So yes, I did play some Warzone. Between, I guess, Ace, Taz, and Misa, we'll figure out if we're going to give away the Xbox Game Pass. I don't know. With 3 people responding, do you think you want to give it out, or should we wait for another time? Try again next month.
Oh, I think we ought to give them something.
Okay. I guess we'll give them something. So, my favorite random number generator, random.org. We'll see who gets it. 1 out of 3. That's not going to be a lot to do there. So, we've got Misa. We'll get this one. Congrats, Misa. I don't know if she will join later, but if she hops in the stream, we'll let her know that she won.
And what has she won, Dust?
She's won a month of Xbox Game Pass with over 200 games that you can download for free on your console while you're a Game Pass subscriber. I can't do I haven't practiced the announcement enough to be like DJ on that. I need a soundbite of DJ. I need to learn what he says. That way I can say it. But yes, month of Xbox Game Pass. So there you go. We've got some achievement stream stuff that I did this past week as well with Bobby. We got a few on stream and a few off stream that I got. I am working on my get a daily challenge done for 7 days in a row. So by proxy, because I don't have many achievements unlocked, I'm getting additional achievements unlocked off stream. But the ones that we got on stream were Twisted Firestarter, which is win 3 matches as Kinsano. And I don't think I got this one on stream. I think I got this one off stream. But off stream, while I've been trying to go for the daily challenges, I got You Met Me on Reach, which is win 3 matches as Yap Yap. Freeze, which is throw 50 squads with cryo abilities. Insult Upon Injury, which is shattered 20 squads that have been frozen. Both of those were Serena achievements. And then I got Natural Intelligence, which is played a skirmish match alone against only AI opponents. So I managed to get 5 achievements over the last week.
Cool.
Slowly working my way through them all. There's a lot of achievements in Halo Wars 2. I don't know how many count-wise I got because it doesn't show actual achievement numbers on the PC app, but I have 945 gamer score out of 1750, if that gives any indication. So yeah. For this coming Friday, as far as Dragon Friday, we're going to stick with Halo 5 or MCC?
I think we'll probably go ahead and do Halo 5.
Okay.
I've been able to locate the Husky Raid game type, and I've been able to download a few of the contest entries, so I would like to try them out.
Very nice. I would like to as well. I think there's some of them on there that would probably be able to do at least maybe 5v5 or 6v6. Regardless of how many players we get, we should be able to at least do some kind of Husky Raid.
Yeah, I think we'd be able to handle it.
I wonder if you could even do an 8v8 Husky Raid with some of those maps that were submitted for the contest. I know you probably have to adjust for it a little bit, but maybe not.
Well, the ones I've checked out so far, I think 5v5 is pushing it. They're relatively small maps. Don't get me wrong, it's not like we haven't done it before.
Right.
I can remember some game nights in Halo 4.
Oh, yeah.
A certain someone that liked to see how many hundreds of thousands of points he could get in a single game of Husky Raid.
Who, Keys? Or
no.
Wait, what?
Jack.
Oh, that was a while ago. Jeez, that's right.
Like I said, Halo 4.
Yeah, you're right.
His sole focus was to see how many points he could get. He could care less about the flag.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. I guess Castle Wars would be the big team version of Husky Raid, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, without the random weapons. Although Castle Wars with random weapons could be interesting.
Could be. You could give that a try if we go 8v8.
Could. I'll have to find some Castle War maps. Because I don't think I have any.
I think on the 343 featured, yeah. That's what I was going to say. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and jump on into some news. We've got a pretty big dump of an MCC dev update, and we got a little bit of a unfortunate news with that because it's past the end of April and we don't have MCC on PC yet, Insider Flight. But they explain a little bit of why that's not here yet in this update. First thing up on the list is Reach is in a playable state right now. They've been doing internal playtests. So it is something that is not too far out in the distance as far as getting it into our hands, but there's still some things that they're wanting to iron out before they actually release it to us. So I think that probably makes some sense.
Well, they're making some really significant modifications to the game to make it a true PC title, not just an Xbox port, which, you know, they're having to rewrite a lot of stuff. And they mentioned in the article, so some of the best parts of doing that is just seeing the developer notes that are actually built into the code.
Some late night dev comments, and some of them had to be blurred out because of some profanity that was used.
No, I can't believe that. I thought my glasses were just fuzzy.
You stand around nerds long enough, you'll definitely hear some expletives drop from time to time.
Occasionally.
Especially when someone's trying to reach Balmer's Peak and is drunk.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
Yeah, one is May 19th, 2003. Coming up on the 10th anniversary of Hell.
Yep.
March 30th, 2006. A bug, squash it. Interesting notes. They really further the game development.
Yeah, it seems like it. I don't see the community update out there, Keys. At least it's not on the... It doesn't show up under the all news. Oh, one up there it is 6 minutes ago. Jeez. Well, okay. I guess we'll try to cover that where we can. Dang it. Well, let's get back to the dev update for MCC. So they got a couple screenshots of those code snippets. There's also a little bit of a interview with Splash Damage, the senior producer George Wright. And I didn't know this, but apparently Splash Damage is responsible for getting MCC to PC, and Ruffian is responsible for getting Reach onto MCC for the Xbox. So they made that delineation.
That's good information to know.
Yeah. So we know who to yell at when things don't work.
Depending on which platform you're at.
Exactly.
No, I like that they're bringing in outside people to do that, because that means they're maintaining their focus on Infinite.
Yeah, there's a separate team working on that still.
Yes, they're still managing the projects, but they don't have a lot of their team devoted to doing it, which does two things. One, they can stay devoted to Infinite. Two, Reach and bringing MCC to PC gets all the attention it needs.
Yep.
Without being, distracted by other projects. So that's cool.
I think there's a lot of things that you have to take a step back and realize what's going on with the studio, because you have Infinite, you have the Halo TV series, you have Outpost Discovery, you have MCC coming to PC. So there obviously is a lot of room for people to kind of be, okay, how are they working on all this stuff at the same time? But they have different teams working on it. And in a case like this, where there's an existing product out there and they're using external sources to help with that, there's still a part of 343 working on it, because it's 343 that owns the product. But the publishing team is focused on the MCC coming to PC and adding Reach in there. So all of the normal updates for Halo Wars 2 and MCC and Halo 5, as far as some of the balance patch updates or some of the matchmaking playlist updates, those might become less frequent now. But all the stuff that we're talking about is not impacting Infinite at all. not impacting Halo Outpost Discovery, not impacting the TV show. So the only thing that really is being impacted by MCC coming to PC is just existing MCC updates, Halo 5 updates, and Halo Wars 2 updates. Pretty much.
They're showing good focus on projects, and this is what they need to do.
And the length of this post as well really makes it evident that there's a lot of focus to get this right. In the interview with George Wright, there are a couple of things that I pulled out that their primary focus right now is the input mechanisms that's going to be used on the PC side. So they want to make sure that there's fully remappable controls, there's minimal input latency, and you would think, well, it shouldn't really matter with input latency possibly, but you have to think, okay, there's additional processing that they're having to add because of interpreting mouse instead of interpreting joysticks, interpreting keystrokes instead of just a small subset of buttons. So making sure that those algorithms that's calculating and processing inputs don't introduce any additional latency into it.
There's quite a bit they have to add to MCC to make it work correctly on PC because it was built for a console.
Exactly.
And when it was built, it was not considered to be going on to PC. So none of the stuff that PC requires is there. Just simple hardware compatibility. The game was built to run on a set of hardware.
Set CPU, set graphics cards, set amount of RAM, set graphics options. So, I mean, we've heard time and time again that they're really focusing on the things that PC players are used to. So, anti-aliasing, FOV sliders, remappable keys, key bindings, all of that kind of stuff. Not to mention all the hardware support. So you have different processing power, different GPUs. You have the different level of detail that you can add, whether it's shadows or lighting or distance hazing, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot in here that has to be accounted for when going from one target of hardware to all these different possible combinations of hardware.
They're
also looking, They're also looking to focus on some advanced input functionality like mouse acceleration curves. So that's basically if you move your mouse slow, it'll keep the movement slow, but if you move it fast, then it accelerates it to a faster speed. So like if you want it to turn around real quick, you don't have to move your mouse as far, you just have to move it very quickly. So it's cool to see that they're trying to innovate on top of what Halo has just on a base control scheme, or what they can support at its base from going from controller to mouse and keyboard, and taking this very, very seriously.
Yes, they are.
Something else that they mentioned in here is that they're going to work on overhauling the MCC UI, which I kind of found that was a little interesting. I think a lot of people have gotten accustomed to the new UI and they've really liked the changes that have gone in there. But to hear that they're still continuing to overhaul the UI was kind of one that I wasn't expecting.
I would imagine they're probably going to change the UI up for PC to make it more, keyboard mouse friendly.
Sure. But I wouldn't think that would need an overhaul. You might have to reposition some of the menu elements, but the fact that they're doing an overhaul...
It all kind of depends on what their meaning behind overhaul is.
Sure.
Overhaul can mean throw it away and start over, or it can just mean tweak the hell out of it.
It could. You make a good point. That's something that they're working on. They have another feature that they're working on, which is a progression system, and that's going to be at first very familiar and straightforward. So it's going to be a way to track your gameplay experience and unlock rewards like the reach armor and everything. But they said that they're going to work on expanding it past that down the road as well. So we'll have to see what that entails. And there's also some other development related questions in here, which I didn't really notate much, but there's one thing in here about the engine tools that the games were originally written in don't really exist anymore, so they have to rebuild some of those tools and figure out how to actually support games. And I like the analogy that they used in here. It's a bit like the difference between building a skyscraper and restoring the Sistine Chapel. So you have toolkits that you are designed to make kind of modern age architecture, but you're having to restore something that's very antiquated. I thought that was a good analogy. And then I believe, the publishing team director, Max Slager, has posted 3 pillars that is for the MCC coming to PC. And the first one being is PC native. So that's making sure that the controls are well supported. The UI is very intuitive to PC interfaces. So with mouse and keyboard, runs on a variety of hardware combinations. So being able to support 4K resolution, up to different aspect ratios. So your 4:3, your 16:9, your 21:9, interfacing with G-Sync and FreeSync, being able to account for different mouse DPIs, different video cards, and other kinds of controllers that's not the Xbox controller. Being able to do the appropriate Windows interface handling, so either having a borderless full screen or having a windowed mode and being able to dynamically resize the window, being able to handle things like if you Alt-Tab out of the game or doing any other kind of like Windows commands that you normally don't have on Xbox, but you would have in the case of having Halo on PC.
Which is something that most games struggle with.
There are some. A lot of older games don't struggle with that, but there are some new ones that get tripped up a little bit. Halo Wars doesn't have an issue with that from what I've seen, though, so they got that one down.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I think the issue is going to be how do you make sure that works for all 8 different engines that are compiled into this thing? That's going to be the tricky part.
You know, the biggest issue I've had with more modern games is, when you shift focus to another app, like with some apps, you can kind of go back and forth and, like we'll say you're using the mouse. You put the mouse over one application or, Explorer window and things just work. You don't have to click on the window. You just put the mouse over it and it works. But other applications, you actually have to make it the active window. I know some of the games that I play have trouble with that. The mouse actually has to be captured by the game before it will register input.
Right. Which I think a lot of PC gamers, they're accustomed to. For a game, you have to click into the game before it really starts to register input. So,
yeah, that's just something I'm not used to, and I sometimes find annoying. It's just something silly. I'm used to just moving from screen to screen and
right.
Having the focus follow me, but with certain games, it just doesn't work.
No, I see where you're coming with on that. It does take a little bit of getting used to if you're not used to playing PC games. And this might be a lot of people's first foray into PC gaming. If someone's been on Xbox and is like, well, I got all these other games that would work on PC, and if Halo's finally come to PC, I might just make the switch type of thing. But I feel like this effort's really to support a lot of people that want to play Halo on PC. So you're probably going to have a lot of people already familiar with PC, but to your point, there's going to be that small
there's
small
group
of people
that aren't that familiar with it. So
I think they'll figure it out. We got a little bit more info from Postums regarding a new website that they're going to be standing up for the Halo Insider. They reached out to some other teams on the Xbox studios to see how other, game studios or other groups within Xbox tried to get support feedback from their communities. So they're going to be launching a new Halo support website, and this will be available to the Halo insiders to help report issues and open tickets on builds that they're working on. So that's kind of cool.
It'll be nice to give them a single place to get that feedback.
Yeah.
That's already filtered. So, don't get me wrong, doing it on the forum, forum post is one thing, but having an actual dedicated place for it, I think is going to help them a bunch.
There's a Halo help desk.
Yes. Please, nobody go on there and say it's, and never mind. I won't go there.
I actually don't know where you were going with that.
It's broke. Fix it. Oh.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I can see that in the comments.
Yes, Laird, Halo Tech support. It's great. So that'll be cool.
Have you tried restarting it again?
I saw a meme
restarting it
on Facebook from a page that I follow, and the caption was IT support never really changes or something like that, and it is that quote from the IT crowd, and then it's a picture of Jordy and saying, "Have you tried reconfiguring the power couplings?" Which I thought was funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And we've got the little bit of update from Sketch at the bottom of this. Apparently they were overwhelmed with the amount of people interested in participating in the Halo Insider program. Of course, there are things that they aren't ready to release the flighting builds to the wild yet, or to, I guess, the first set of flight testers. A lot of work is still underway, but they're working to try to get that out as quickly as possible. It will be small again at the beginning. Don't expect a large number of fighters to start with, and it might not even be streamed. I know a lot of people got accustomed to the MCC Insider being streamed after the third flight, but we might have people in the flight and might not be able to talk about it. So if we don't hear anything for a little bit and the flight's coming out, then we just gotta wait until they're ready to share some more info with us. So we'll see what happens.
Stupid gag orders. Oh.
Oh, I forgot to hit the other two pillars. So the first pillar was PC native. Second pillar was the legacy pillar. And that is making sure that the experience doesn't change while they're trying to adapt this for PC. And as part of that, they want to make sure that mouse and keyboard support is set to a level playing field as much as they can with the controller support on PC. So they want to make it to where someone that's using a mouse and keyboard can be relatively balanced against someone with a similar skill that's using a controller. For me, I think they did that pretty well with Halo 2 Vista. That's probably one of the only things that people would probably say is a good thing about Halo 2 Vista or Halo 2 PC.
Well, I never really played a lot of Halo 2 Vista online, against other players, so I really can't comment on that.
Well, so basically it's making sure that for mouse and keyboard there is no aim magnetism, but on controller there is. And on Halo 2 Vista you were able to actually go from mouse and keyboard to picking up a controller and playing within the same game. So that changed dynamically based on the input that you were using. I don't know if they have the ability to kind of port that in there, or since they've had Halo 2 PC as the MCC port into it, if there's some of that code that they can reuse, but I'm guessing that's some of the stuff that they're probably looking at already. And then the third pillar is engaging and evolving. So this is things where they're trying to evolve the game by adding the PC specific features like the FOV sliders, the custom mapping for keys and all that stuff. But they also are looking for ways to make sure that in the long term, it's engaging people that are playing the game to make them come back and make sure the game is still getting content updates and getting better. And basically everything that they've been doing MCC on the console wise, making sure that they're trying to keep improving the experience and making reasons for people to come back to MCC on PC. And one of the things that they're looking at In addition to the progression system and the unlocks for the like reach reward stuff, is leveling, seasons, and other unlocks. So that's what we can expect to see.
I'm looking forward to it.
As am I. I think we're all hoping that we can get in that first flight, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see how that works.
All right, since they decided to post the community update while we were recording, I guess we'll try to hit on the high points since neither of us, I think, have read this so far.
I've kind of scrolled through it, but yeah, that's about it.
Right. The first thing that I see is new that we haven't talked about is the Halo 5 Guardians May calendar. This is all the things that are going to be coming out as far as rotational playlists and other season info. So on May 2nd, Head-to-Head returns to Ranked.
Oh, it is live right now.
But yep, basically we're out live right now. Also on May 2nd, which is today, Halo 3 Classic Throwback rotates in for Shoddy Snipers. Next week on May 9th, Halo 2 BR Slayer rotates in for Covenant Slayer. On May 16th, Core Play rotates in for Halo 3 Classic Throwback, and Warzone Assault goes live for the weekend. On May 23rd, Roaming King rotates in for Halo 2 BR Slayer. And on May 30th, Castle Wars rotates in for Core Play. There we go. And Warzone Turbo goes live for the weekend as well. The arena season is going to be coming to a conclusion on Tuesday, June 4th. That means you have until then to get your placings in if you are still trying to do that. Head-to-Head is also going to be here throughout the rest of this season. So Head-to-Head will be here until at least Tuesday, June 4th. And there's a little update on Head-to-Head from Uni over in the forums. There's a link to the maps, game modes, and the Sense power-up in bookmark form over on the forum update, so you can go and check that out. For maps, they have some minor geometry adjustments to improve flow and balance, to balance the maps or remove exploits. They've repaired several inconsistent and broken clambers, improved respawn locations to decrease spawn killing, and adjusted some weapon time or respawn timers, ammo counts, and weapon spawn locations. For the game mode, they reduced spawn time from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. The Sense power up, they've added an audible sound indicating the final 3 seconds before losing the power up. There's some other effects and bugs that they've either added or fixed. Well, they've fixed effects or fixed bugs and added effects. And then he also has a little mini tutorial on the forums on how to add the Sense power up to a map if you're trying to forge your own head-to-head map. So you can go check that out over there. And there's 4 different forgers that he gives a special thanks to that you can go check out on the forum as well. Next up, we've got Halo 3 DreamHack Dallas that will be coming up this summer. Ticket and hotel information is over on halo.gg. In addition to the 50 grand 4v4 tournament, there will also be a 5 grand Halo 3 FFA tournament out there as well. This will be taking place May 31st through June 2nd. Also, there's a Big Team Battle refresh, and there's a picture of what was, I don't know what the Halo 5 version of this is called, but basically
the Valhalla remake.
Yeah, the Valhalla remake of a before picture that is like the very basic Forge layout, and the after picture looks really good.
Yeah, it's almost like they've changed the textures on everything. It pops more. It really does.
I mean, the textures or rocks, I guess, are better. The lighting is better. They've added some foliage and other aesthetics to the Pelican area to make it look a little more natural. Grown in, sure. That works too.
Or overgrown, I should say.
Well, in the background, too, they've removed that back wall, so it's just sky, and they've redone the tower. You can also see the little rock overhang has some twigs on it as well. And the lighting looks really good too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I don't know what Forger did the overhaul on that map, but it is looking great. So way to go, whoever worked on that, because it looks really nice. Microsoft Store tournaments. The next Halo 3 2v2s is coming up on May 19th. So if you're participating in those, make sure you mark that on your calendar. They post some of the behind the scenes for Halo Outpost Discovery, which we'll get to in just a minute. There's a new book that's been announced, Halo Oblivion, which is the sequel to Silent Storm.
I am looking forward to that book.
There's so many books. They announced one, just 2 weeks ago? And you get Bad Blood finished. I'll probably have it finished in 2 weeks or so. So probably the 30th of May is when we'll be able to do that one.
Sounds good.
Halo Omnibus Volume 2 is now, will be available here pretty soon. I don't think it's quite available yet, but it's out there for pre-order now. So, the Halo Omnibus Volume 1 is the volume that included, I believe, what was the thing before?
Escalations.
But didn't include the thing before Escalations?
No, it's Escalations issue 1 through 12.
Okay. I thought there was something else that was...
And then volume 2 is issues 13 through 24.
No, okay. So, no, the Omnibus one includes Halo Initiation and Halo Escalations 1 through 12. Yeah, I thought there was something else. I just couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, it has Halo Initiation. And then the Omnibus Volume 2 includes the remaining issues of Escalation, which is 13 through 24.
Okay. Not a bad deal for $25.
No. It looks like it's purchasable right now from Things from Another World, which is tfaw.com. I don't know if it's over on Amazon yet. I have to go and check, but retail price is $25. So if you're interested, go check that out. PlayGriffBall.com is starting a new season of Griffball in Halo 3. The AGLA is the draft league, and they'll be opening up to new Griffball players to start the spring 2019 season. Matches will begin the week of May 20th. So head on over to playgriffball.com to register for the 2019 season, and they will be doing Halo 3 again for Griffball. There is a event in Los Angeles called the Hollywood Dream Machines Exhibition, and they are showcasing one of their warthogs over at the Peterson Museum. This is going to be taking place Sunday, May 5th, which is this weekend. So if you're in the area and want to check this out, then you can, I believe, get tickets to that by going to aka.ms/warthogla, and if you use the code MSFT_343, you'll get 20% off of your ticket. I think that's the same warthog that they had at the Halo World Championships 2 years ago? Last year? 2 years ago, I think.
Could be.
I think it's the one that I took my profile picture in. So I actually got to ride in it. I got to sit in it, not ride in it. There's a difference.
There is a difference.
And at the bottom, we've got another full-scale concept art. And this one comes probably from Halo 2. Yeah, Halo 2 concept art. It's the Chief with a Spanker rocket launcher. I guess that was a redesigned Spanker rocket launcher before they kind of kept the old style.
Well, like I said, it's concept art.
Right. It's pretty. It's really pretty. So that's it for the latest community update. Thanks, Uni, for posting that during our podcast.
Yeah. We appreciate it, Uni.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to an MCC update. This was posted by Postums again. A couple of balance changes balance changes and other things coming to MCC. Again, like we said before.
Before we get too far, I need to compliment Postums on his Halo attire for the stream. I didn't know Carhartt sponsored Halo.
I'm glad you picked up on that, because I didn't even look twice at his attire. I'm just like, oh, it's a hoodie, or
he's wearing
sweatshirt.
a Carhartt shirt and a Carhartt hat. I just thought it was kind of funny. Way to go, Postums!
There you go.
I knew I liked you for a reason. You got good taste in clothes. All right, on to the update.
Well, speaking of which, this week's stream was with Snickerdoodle and Postums, and nothing in particular they were talking about. Is just them shooting around some fun in MCC, giving away some skins, and talking a little bit about Halo. Nothing revealed on the stream, no news or anything, but if you want to go check it out, go check it out. So for competitive games, they've added in the DreamHack Dallas settings. So for the DreamHack Dallas FFA, it's 8 players. Player spawns with BRs, 110% movement speed and damage, and the radar is enabled. Score to win is unlimited, and the time is 12 minutes. Matches are played on MLG Heretic FFA. For social games, Halo 3 Action Sack, 8-player FFA. Increase the weight of racetracks in Action Sack for Halo 3 in social 8-person FFA. For Halo 2 Action Sack 4v4, they've added the Yappening game types, Methane Mosh Pit on Lockout, Ball Grab on Midship, and Brute Shoot on Elongation.
Oh, I'm glad that those hung around, because those were fun.
So the Yap Yap, the Destroyer, kind of actually hinted that it was going to stay in Action Sack. So yeah.
I'm just glad that they actually stayed.
Oh yeah, they're good Action Sack game modes. I'm glad they put it in there. Yeah, so that's it pretty much for the MCC update. We've got a little bit of Halo Outpost Discovery news. Grim Brother 1 was down in Georgia to look at some of the stuff that's being made for Outpost Discovery. Most of the stuff that we saw in the video is more the characters from Halo. So there was an elite being worked on. They showed off a head, they showed off a hand, and they showed off MC Master Chief's suit in lifelike form. It's not all put together yet.
It's truly amazing, the scale. I mean, you don't really get the scale until they put it in a physical media like this. They showed them working on Master Chief's statue. They also showed them working on an elite hand. This thing could encompass my head. You want to talk about palm on a basketball? This thing could wrap its hand around a basketball and touch its palm with its fingers. Just to give you an idea how big this hand is.
You could palm a watermelon.
Yeah. Not something I want to see swiping at my face.
Jeff put his hand up next to it, and it basically was, what, a third of the height of the hand?
I think it was about as long as the pinky is. Or the one of the thumbs. I don't know how you would how you determine fingers on an elite's hand, but
the smallest finger on the outside of the hand.
What would be the pinky on our hand?
Right. And
but
then
yeah, it is absolutely massive.
It is. And then the Master Chief armor, it's not all put together or wasn't in that video, and it wasn't painted, but you could just get the sense of how short Jeff is and how tall Master Chief is. And
yeah, we won't discuss where Jeff's face came to.
I think it's appropriate to say the waist area.
Yeah.
I think canonically Master Chief is what? 7'8"?
7 meters.
He's 7 meters.
Or
No.
meters.
No, he's not 6 meters. That's 18 feet. 3 meters is 9 feet. I think he's around 7 feet 8 inches.
Oh, sorry, head handler on the brain. Yeah, Master Chief was 3 meters. Elites are 4 meters, and then Hunters were like 7 meters.
Master Chief is 7 feet 2 inches.
Yeah, he's tall. Hence the reason they have an actor that's 6'5" playing him.
Surprised they don't have someone a little bit taller, but
well, I'm sure the availability of tall actors are pretty limited.
Yes, I would agree. I'm 6'5",
and there's between your average human and him, there's enough height difference. You'll get the idea.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I'm sure they'll put him in some platform boots just to give a little extra oomph.
Yep, I can see that. So we got that video, so definitely go check it out. It's over on Vimeo, and it's over on the latest community update, and it's on the Halo Outpost Discovery website as well. So there's 3 different places where you can pick it up, and it's on a couple different Twitter accounts. We also have the UNSC Honeybee. This is a tweet out from the Halo Twitter account, and this is a little... How would you describe this thing, GT? Because I'm not sure how.
It's a little hornet.
Okay.
It's basically just a little hornet.
With a little cute dome on the front.
Yeah. It's just a
okay.
little thing.
I guess
I want to fly this thing. I want to fly this thing.
Well, so I'm guessing this is probably going to be that experience where you explore a Halo ring. That's supposed to be one of the experiences.
No, I really want to fly one of them things.
Oh, you actually want to like pilot it?
Yeah, I want to fly it. Because that thing looks just like it would be a blast if it would actually physically work.
My guess is this is going to be the ring experience. So you'll probably be in this thing, and then you'll be sitting in it, and then you'll be basically looking through the dome to explore the Halo ring. So I'm guessing that's going to be part of that experience.
I wonder if it's going to be on a gimbal or something.
Like each individual seat?
Like those IMAX coasters?
Yeah. I don't see why not if they're really trying to make the effect.
Yeah. I just curious.
That impactful. Yeah, I could see it happening. For sure. Then the last bit of news from Outpost Discovery is a couple of pictures that have been coming across 343 employee Twitter accounts. So we've seen one from Bonnie Ross, we've seen one from Frankie, we've seen one from Rob Simpson, and it's basically everyone just having a good fun time testing out the VR combat experience. And from all the different pictures that we've seen, Sticker Boy has gone out of his way to Photoshop them all on Valhalla, which is awesome. I think it's probably one of the more funnier pictures I've seen. And I'm trying to pull it up for so people can look at it. But yeah, it's pretty funny. And here's the link in the chats for those who want to see it.
Links, and more links.
Yeah. And from what everyone's been saying, it looks like it's going to be a really fun time.
Yeah.
Getting into the VR and shooting stuff up. So, yeah. Lots to look forward to. We are pretty much 2 months away from the Orlando one. It's not that far away.
Yeah, I really hope the effects artists are a little further along than what they showed in that video. Because if not, crunch time is coming. Or I should say crunch time is here.
No, I can tell you for certain, crunch time is definitely here. At least what I've been told. Okay, we don't have any topic for this week, but we did have a comment from one of our listeners come in through submissions at podtacular.com. So thanks for writing in. This comes from RJ. This is actually posted on the 24th of April. He says, "Hey, Podtacular, I'm a returning listener that got caught up with all the episodes I've missed. Now that I have time to listen to podcasts at work, I appreciate the dedication to keeping listeners informed about the happenings with Halo and its massive community. Listening has me wanted to come back to try to reach max level on Halo 5. Thank you for the hours of entertainment. Before I go, I missed the chance to throw in my unpopular opinion and was hoping to see if it was unpopular as I thought. But I think that breakout from Halo 5 was a blast, and that the changes made to the playlist really killed my enjoyment. Also, I think the weapon variations add a lot to Halo and make the sandbox interesting. Can you imagine life without Super Fiesta? Keep up the amazing work and keep on fragging Armor Lock.
First part I agree with, second part not so much, but hey.
Well, I was going to say, first part
I mean, it's about being an unpopular opinion.
Oh. Well, so the
first part, I don't think anybody really misses Breakout in either of its forms.
Right.
Or at least not the mass quantities.
So I'm kind of disagreeing with your Breakout ones. I think it was another way of Halo trying to dive into areas where Halo really didn't belong. I mean, the concept was interesting.
Don't get me wrong. The game type has been a lot of fun in customs.
Yes.
It's added a lot to custom games. Rochambeau, actually. It works really good with Rochambeau. It's a nice round-based alternative to the way they were doing it before. It's easy setup for, game types like that. So,
but if you think about it, like Battle Royale, Breakout is another experience within the Slayer game mode type of thing.
Yeah, I never really got into the Breakout thing. I mean, I played a few games of it, but I preferred SWAT over Breakout. Because, I mean, really, Breakout, that's what it is. It's one life SWAT.
It's pseudo SWAT-ish. Because you still have shields and health. It's just you lose shields and health more quickly.
No,
in
I
Breakout.
don't think you had shields in the original Breakout, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, you had shields. Instead of the 4-shot BR, you only had 3, though. So it was basically less damage resistant. It felt
like SWAT with one life, so...
Yeah, it was a weird in-between state somewhere. It was weird. But I do agree with your opinion that the weapon variants do add a lot, and I think like GT said, with how popular Super Fiesta and Big Team Super Fiesta is, they're probably going to want to keep that variety of weapons in there, at least with the variants. And we'll have to see.
They don't have to put them in multiplayer. They don't have to make a game type with them. Just have them there for Super Fiesta or, for silly game types.
Yeah, which is totally fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with having the weapons in there but not be a part of matchmaking. I mean, that's, I think, been one of the arguments lately with the community is, hey, give us all these tools for us to create custom game experiences within Halo, but you don't have to have every element in matchmaking. And another perfect example of that is give us playable elites. Let us do it in customs. If you want to make it to where only Spartans are in matchmaking, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But give us the option to kind of tailor the experience, and you're going to keep people in the game.
Yeah.
Or make it to where ranked matchmaking doesn't have elites, but social matchmaking does. I mean, if they want to bring, Extraction back, then you'll need playable elites.
Love it if they did that.
Or Invasion. Sorry, not Extraction, Invasion. That's a perfect example right there.
Yeah. I would love to have Invasion back. That was fun.
That was fun. And a lot of our game nights ended up getting Invasion played at least pretty frequently if we had the right party size, right? If I remember right.
Well, see, the nice thing about Invasion, opposed to Warzone, is, yes, if you were in with a team or a full group, you did have a small advantage. But you could solo queue in it and do just fine.
Yeah.
Where in Warzone, you solo queue in Warzone, 30-70 split if you're going to win.
Right.
It's
chances are not high.
Chances are not high. Invasion was a game type that could be enjoyed by the gambit, by a single person, clear up to a full team. That's what I liked about it, because it was something a little different. If I get tired of Slayer, I could go play some Invasion, and then I could go back to Slayer, and I could bounce back and forth, and I wouldn't get bored, because there's only so many times you can play Slayer.
This is true.
But with Halo 5, right now the only saving grace is Super Fiesta. For me, I can step into Super Fiesta, have a little fun, and then I can go back to a more serious playlist. But jumping into Warzone by myself, it's just not something I do. Like, literally, the only time I play Warzone is on game nights when the lobby wants to play Warzone, because it's just that it's gotten to be that hardcore.
For me, I solo queue on Turbo, and that's probably about it. Turbo, and I'll solo queue on Assault if I ever play Assault again. But Turbo is the only Warzone that I'll solo queue on.
Yeah, I'll solo queue in Assault
or Firefight. I'll solo queue in Firefight too.
Well, yeah, Firefight.
But the regular Warzone experience, you better go in with some other people to play.
But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring back.
Likewise. I think it'll be good. They've got a lot of potential there. I think they're really doing well with focusing on what needs to be done to get Infinite where it needs to be for fans. I think a lot of the development that they're doing with MCC on PC is going to help drive their PC support on Infinite. I think they're doing a really good job of making sure that the community is being heard, but I am a little cautious with how much emphasis they're putting out there on listening to the community. It's one thing to take the input and at least digest it and address the concerns, but it's another thing that 343 is making the game. They should make the game that they, one, want to make, and two, need to make from what they believe is going to be an experience that they would enjoy. Because, of course, Bungie took some feedback from the community and probably saw people talking about certain features and add those features, but at the same time, it was their game. They wanted to make it, and there's probably only a handful of players playing the game that are game developers and know what gamers really want from a experience level, from a psychological level. People can say they want X, Y, and Z, but there might be A, B, C, D, E, F, G reasons why that's not a good idea.
Well, it's more, there's a difference between what gamers want and what gamers need.
Yes.
The one thing, we've gone over this time and time again. As long as they give us the custom ability for custom games, I'm good with it. As long as we can play most of the game types that have traditionally been in Halo.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Sounds good by me.
As long as we have that versatility, that's really all I'm after.
I'm fine with that too. I think there's a balance somewhere that it'll need to be. You don't want to overload it with too much features that they can't support. You want to make sure there's still something in place that accounts for matchmaking and accounts for customs. Give people the amount of customizability they want to do, but don't give too much customizability where it leaves open the potential to fragment the game experience so much that we lose population potential in matchmaking. And that's going to be a hard balance to keep. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but that's going to be a hard balance to keep. But we'll see.
I'm looking forward to it.
As am I. I think we're in a good state with Halo right now. I really do. And I think the next year, we're going to see a lot of cool things coming out. We've got MCC on PC. We've got Halo TV show going into filming this summer. We've got Outpost Discovery. Infinite is likely coming out next year. There's a lot of good things to be excited for. And I, for one, am very excited and looking forward to what's coming down the road. Before we wrap things up, I want to give a quick shout out to the folks over at HCS Pro Talk. I put a suggestion over in their Discord for a possible topic of discussion, and mine got chosen. So if you would kindly go over and at least give them a shout out or head over to the Discord and just say hey, or heck, write something to the topic, that'd be pretty cool. But their topic is going to be Unpopular Opinions Competitive Halo Edition. So you can check them out over on Twitter at HCS Pro Talk. They're also on Facebook, and you can find their podcast on your favorite podcasting services as well. We have our social media you can check us out on as well. We have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also check out our Discord server. You can also check out streaming on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. We have our game nights hosted by GT at 8:30 p.m. on Fridays. We have our podcast recorded Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then achievement streams for me is happening Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And I will be starting my run with Laird, I think this weekend, for Halo Wars Definitive Edition on Legendary. So I'll be taking a break from the Halo Wars 2 stuff. Might be just doing some of those offline for the time being, but Laird and I are going to go through Legendary on Halo Wars Definitive Edition and try to knock out a lot of the Halo Wars achievements there. Probably going to be trying to finish up all the Halo War games ones right now, and then after that, I'm not sure if I'll go to maybe some of the 360 ones or try to get some of the MCC ones or Halo 5 ones done, but that'll be some ways off. But for now, that's where you can find me on Sundays. You can also check out our Xbox Club and our Spartan Company. We do have openings for our Spartan Company, so if you are interested in helping us get that Achilles helmet, we would be more than happy for you to help us with that. You can enlist over at podtacular.com/company. And then if you go over there and sign up, one of us will get you in there. There's no requirement or anything, but we're just looking for people to help us get that helmet. And I don't think we've gotten any new ones unlocked since then. Nope, from what I'm seeing, we still got 17 out of 31 done, but we're getting close to having one complete. So Protect a Teammate, we've got a little under 800 of those. So probably doable within the next month or so, which will be pretty good. We don't have a topic set for next week, but we'll probably get one ginned up here by the weekend, and we'll let you all know on social media and in Discord. And then we're looking to get some folks on from the composer side of things. So Marky over from Downfall asked if we would be interested in doing a composer / audio engineer type of podcast, and we said yes. So we're starting to work out the logistics for that. That will most likely be the 23rd, but we'll let you guys know more specifically when that comes about, and we'll try to figure out a topic for next week in the meantime. If you have one, feel free to shoot it over to us. We'll probably make the topic announcement on Monday or Tuesday, and this podcast will likely go out on Saturday. So get your recommendations in either on social media and Discord, and we will consider it for discussion. Any final words, GT, before we wrap up tonight?
Look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night.
All right, that'll do it for us, everyone. Thanks for listening and tuning in. We'll catch you all on the flip side. Till then, keep on fragging them trucks.